It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa. Wake up. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa. Up for another day. Get out the bed and I stretch before I wash my face. To survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. This is Off the Bench. My name is Jorge Pajares. Joining me, as always, my boy Roland. Now, Stefon Diggs stirred up Instagram quite a bit, the social media world for that, by asking the question, who are the top 5 best wide receivers all time in NFL history?
And to start it off with, he said top 5 wideouts to ever play the game, guys. So this is the premise we're going with. Not just now, not the past decade, we're talking ever. And the Keenan Allen gave his, 2 cents with the Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, T.O., Calvin, and Fitz. Mm-hmm. So that's Keenan Allen's list. We'll see if me or George can come up with anything similar to that. And once once the video is over, guys, we would like you guys to also share your opinion in the comment section. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, just continue doing what you guys do and supporting the channel. We appreciate all the love.
Spotify and YouTube listeners do have access to the Off the Bench Twitter. It is at Latino_nerd, the old gamer channel tag. But we want to hear your opinions once we go off on ours. Y'all can agree, y'all can disagree. But I'm starting off number 5. Wayne Corbett. No, I'm playing. I'll throw my the best Jets receiver out there.
The hit that they ever had. There would have been a Jets top 5 receiver real quick, guys. We would have heard Bradley somewhere in there.
Best receiver, Santonio Holmes.
Antonio Holmes.
No, I got Larry Fitzgerald. Obviously, has to be in there.
Are we listing this in any particular order, or
would you want to do it in order from 5 through 1?
They didn't really list theirs in order, so we don't have to. We don't have to.
So Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Moss,
okay.
Obviously T.O. How he's not a Hall of Famer by now, only Skip Bayless knows, because he definitely is the one holding him back. Jerry Rice has to be part of it. I think that's 4.
Yeah, I believe you're at 4.
And see, now this is where it gets tricky. That 5th spot.
There's a lot. There's a lot of great, man.
Antonio Brown. No, that's it. That's enough jokes. That's a
hot take. That would have been
jokes.
That would have been a hot one.
Calvin Johnson, I put in there. I put Calvin in there.
I believe, if memory serves me correctly, your list is the same as Keenan Allen's.
See, I agree with Keenan. See, there was one thing where I was debating. Calvin really was between Calvin or Michael Irvin. Really was between those two. Julio, I was thinking about, but then looking back at the past few years, he hasn't really been that number 1.
See, the thing with the modern day era is going to be hard because obviously passing is so, it's the main focus now. People weren't really throwing 35 times a game. Mm-hmm. But I look at the list. It's a pretty steady list.
And you could say Randy Moss if you exclude his Raiders and Titans days, because you picture Randy Moss in Minnesota and New England, he's all time number 1. But those other stints really kind of brought him down. He's still definitely a Hall of Famer, but
I feel like it definitely ruins his numbers in some type of way.
Yeah.
It's just to touch on this again, guys. These are just our opinions, so don't crucify us for our opinions, or just kind of throwing out what we feel. This is why we do what we do, to spark the debate and chat with you guys. But I definitely agree that T.O. is on the list. Jerry Rice is a given. So that's two. I I want to go ahead and say Megatron's gonna be on this list. I want to say that. Obviously, I'm gonna put Randy Moss on this too. So there's three.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, you really start diving into a list of great receivers here, and there's no wrong answer because they're all great.
Yeah.
Like there's not going to be one that's normally better than the other. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. This one might shock a couple of people because a lot of people will be like, "Really?" But I'm gonna say Chris Carter.
Chris Carter. Ooh.
I I, I would put Chris Carter fourth. Um, his hands were immaculate. He didn't really drop anything.
Okay.
And like how you said with Randy Moss, there's stops from memory. You're like, huh, he didn't do too hot. You know, you can't really say that with Chris Carter. He's always been productive.
Yeah.
You know? So I'll put Chris Carter there, and seeing like with you, I'm tossing with the Michael Irvin. I'm
Okay.
tossing with it. Elite Steve Largent, I believe, deserves some talk. Andre Reed. These are
Sterling
just
Sharp is
receivers.
also one that can be mixed in there.
Like there's just literally Swan from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, there's so many receivers that
Your boy
mine.
Steve Smith.
I will only put him up there because of my Carolina loss. I won't do that because I'll be fair.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold on to this last spot, and I'm gonna put it into. I'm gonna put it like this: if I had one player for one play to make the biggest play in the game of all the receivers of all time, who do I believe will come through with the most clutch? And I have to probably go Larry Fitzgerald, man. I
Yeah,
have
the
to
thing with him is he's very durable.
like
There's not that many
like
seasons where you can say he's been out with injury or he wasn't there
like
having productive games for the team.
like people got to remember, man. Like the year they made it to the championship, yeah, their team was decent. It wasn't a bad team, but Larry Fitzgerald was literally the driving horse. Like people knew he was getting the ball, and you just couldn't stop it. And I remember when he lit the Pro Bowl up, man. And I mean, this was before the Pro Bowl, what it was today. Like,
Yeah.
people were semi playing. They were attempting to stop the man, but he went up and morphed like three people. And I was just like, great. It's kind of a flop between him and Megatron. I can't put Megatron in there because there's no winning. He didn't win anything. Like
Yeah, and that's the thing with Megatron is that he put up a lot of numbers, but the team
right now.
was so bad that he said, "You know what? I'm gonna retire the boots early
And
because I'm
smoke
not
my
about
weed.
to risk the rest of my health for a team that ain't making the playoffs. Only made it once my entire career here,
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna risk my body anymore." I'm sure Matthew Stafford is feeling the same way. We're trying to get out of Detroit. But that's the thing with
surely.
Megatron is that he was so young and he had so much more years of playing that he left so early that it could have been like what could have been had he just become a free agent,
Free
gone
agent
to
and
like
hit the
a New
market.
England or a San Francisco or New
Now,
Orleans.
if we're being honest, Antonio Brown before this nonsense came up, his name he would have been a little bit harder to leave off the list, because
Yeah.
I mean, just his image alone right now is hard to kind of root for the man. But we're talking about
Give me
steady
Pittsburgh
production.
Antonio Brown and leave
Yeah,
the Oakland and
everything else,
everything
everything
afterwards.
else, yeah, everything else afterward. The one game we seen him in last year, granted, we could say it was with the Patriots. I mean,
Yeah.
and against the Dolphins, but I mean, he couldn't be stopped. And it's not like he was dropping passes or anything. The man had didn't play football for at least 2 months. He came in and
He froze his feet too. Let's not forget that.
and he was just coming in there. I mean, snagging balls, and it was just like apparently he's still great. So I
He's just
mean,
got a terrible attitude about himself, a whole terrible personality.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my top five, and I mean your top five is also pretty good too. So there's no outside room for opinion because I think nobody can really argue with the people we put on there. They're all great receivers. Um,
I'm sorry, Jets fans, for leaving out Wayne Corbett. You know, like
yeah,
he's our leading receiver. He's still kicking at 50 years old, but this is all time greats, not
I mean, yeah,
NFL
and
all time greats, not just
yeah,
New York Jets based all time greats.
I'm going to ask the Carolina Panther fans to forgive me as well for not putting Steve Smith on there. Trust me, I fought hard not to do it. Uh, um, but I think we did a pretty good job with
Yeah,
our
I
list.
think our lists are pretty good.
Pretty accurate.
But I wanna hear from the viewers. If you're
Yes,
listening on
this is
YouTube,
why we actually did the video, guys. It's for you guys,
if you're listening on YouTube, hit the comments section. Who are your top 5 all-time NFL
all
wide
time,
receivers?
all
All
time.
time. Hit the comment section. Like this video. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell so you know when our videos are coming up. Spotify listeners, hit my Twitter at Latino_nerd. Just DM me. Hit me up on Twitter with your top 5.
Whatever.
I
Yeah.
want to see it. We'll post it at the end
Mm-hmm.
credits of the next video on YouTube so you guys can listen to it. I'll read them out loud for Spotify listeners.
And I would like to throw out also thank you to everyone supporting the movement, and we appreciate all the support. I know me and George were talking a little bit before we actually started recording today that like we're making progress. The goal was originally if we could just get to 50, we're on our way. Like if we get to 50, we're slowly. I mean, slowly but surely, we're already 3 subscribers, George, off two. So
We're
we're
two
right there.
subs. We're 2 subs away from 50.
50, which
We're
may not
climbing
sound
the
like a large
hill to
number, guys.
100.
Which may not sound like a large number, but for two guys who just got this thing rolling again, we appreciate the support, and we'll keep doing our part. You guys keep doing your part, and we'll be here.
Yeah, we appreciate the listeners and viewers a lot. They're the reason why we keep making these videos, why I keep making these videos, why I got into this game in the first place. I used to be, a video game dude. Now I transition more into sports just because that's more of a, me, it's more of a passion I have
Passion,
to talk
yeah.
about. So thank you all to everyone that's listening. Again, like this video, subscribe, follow on Spotify for more content, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.